What are we doing today? We're doing something new. You know, I've wanted to get, I'm not gonna say absolutely want to get into React content, but it's not a bad thing. It's good. It's a good thing that gets my name out there. Not that it's all about growth, but you know, we need some growth between all of our gaming. And plus, you know what? I'm a huge fan of learning new stuff. The mind constantly should expand so we can learn and be better as we get older. I don't know what my point is. Anyway, I thought about bringing back my Reddit. It died pretty quickly, which is like, whatever. But rather than force my mods to moderate a second platform, one of my mods suggested Discord forums, which is almost literally the exact same thing. There's not like upvotes, but people can react and stuff. Like literally, it's quite literally a forum within a Discord server. So I made one yesterday with the help of my mods and let you guys throw some stuff in there for me to take a look at. That's pretty much it. I don't really know where it's gonna go. Fat man, look at him, Sneeg. I see you watching. Oh, I'm assuming this is him. I thought you meant me. I was like, damn. It's like, damn. I mean, I know I haven't been working out recently, but damn. I thought you meant me. I was like, what the fuck? Puppy. Wait, video?
Tu perrito tiene el demonio adentro. El demonio. Mentiras, mi amor, que no tiene ningún demonio. El demonio. El demonio. Mentiras, mi amor. Cuando...
He's saying the demon. He's going, the demon. That's cute. Green things. A lot of things in my life are green. Even my username. Enjoy this green related compilation. Wait a minute. No, this is a Dallas Stars fan. I can't do this. Nope. How dare you? Don't you know what I've been going through as a Blues fan? How dare you how dare you put a Dallas Stars post in my Discord? Rude. Rude. Cat discovers camera. Why does it look like the Grinch, man? Among Us VR real.
I'm the imposter.
The genuine horror. Why is he barking, bro? When people say that kids should be bullied, this is what they mean. This is what we're talking about. This is the kind of bullying that I'm for. Funny animated video. Wait, this says my name on it. Altogether.
I should be applying
What?
for colleges.
It's an animation of me?
And smacking my cat's belly was all I've been doing for hours.
I didn't know this was real. I didn't know this existed.
I love that imagery. Just like, that's a good cat. You just draw like one line, your cat's like, because you stop.
I didn't even remember I said that. That's funny. This is why I want this to exist, man, because I've never seen that. That's a year old and I haven't seen that. And I don't know if I would have unless like this existed. This is exactly why I want this forum to exist. You know what I mean? Check out my dinner. I've got to pee. Just gonna leave this up for you guys. I have a cheese stick. This meal just made me hungry, man. You know what I mean? Don't judge me, it's delicious. Teach their own, man. Another animation. I've seen this one. We'll watch them though. I love that one. I don't know if I've seen that one. Uh-oh. Music. It's music. It's Disney. Oh God, yeah, no. Nope. It looks good. I'm not even filtering this. I'm not even risking it. If I'm being honest, I'm not even risking that. We're gonna watch the one I've seen that's really funny. I like this one.
Phil, do you have a Fortune 3 book that I can have?
I sure don't. I do. Do you need a Fortune 3? Because there's a Fortune 3 for you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Wait, no, I'm not. Wait, that's not me. That's not me. Whoever you're talking to right now, that's an imposter. It's not me. This is me. Hi, Phil.
We need to go get another Fortune 3 because.
Why would you? But
the last one.
I asked first though.
Oh, he's.
That's not funny.
Wait, where'd he go?
I see him.
Sneeg, be nice. Be nice. It's okay.
You know what's really funny? How big the book looks next to you when you drop it on the floor.
Oh, really?
It looks really funny. Yeah, it looks really, really funny.
Hold on, let me see how it looks.
It's very funny.
Whoa.
Yes.
Did you get it?
Uh-oh.
Good one.
Oh, stop whining. No one likes a whiner.
He beat me up in the library, and he took my book.
What happened?
He stole my shit.
We can go get you another one if you want.
Punched me.
Can I come?
What do you mean? You just stole.
Well, yeah. Now that I've got what I want, I
Sure.
want to go on a trip.
Sure. Yeah, let's go.
That's a good one. All right, chat. Make a poll. Quick. Jouch or Jar? Or Jar? Yeah, Jar, not Jar. My bad. The story of Waluigi's lost toenail clipping game. What? Should I watch this? I'm a bit scared. Is Twitch gonna think this is weird? Well,
Which is 100% real. This was at some point on the Mario Tennis website way back in the day when Waluigi first graced us with his appearance. So now that I got the bad news out of the way, let's talk a little bit about Waluigi and how a whole toenail clipping game came to be. But I need to talk about Mario Tennis first, so bear with me for a moment. This guy is a sinister associate of Wario that likes to play games with the rest of the Mario cast. He has a bone to pick with Luigi because of his popularity and might just have a crush on Princess Daisy. I guess you can call him an athlete at best, but I guess posting this video will help me find out who has a stronger cult following, Waluigi here or Princess Daisy. But in my opinion, Waluigi has a lot of untapped potential within the Mario franchise and is even more so grossly underutilized than Daisy. But let's take a look at his origins. I'm the Mentalk and welcome to Origin Oracle. Everyone grab a snack, kick back, and let's head back in time.
今度のピーチはミニスカートだ
So Waluigi's first appearance was in the Mario Sports title Mario Tennis for the Nintendo 64, developed by Camelot Software Planning. And if you're not familiar with Camelot, they're the makers of all Mario Tennis and Mario Golf titles and would go on to make the Golden Sun series, which personally I'd love to do a retrospective of someday. And if you truly go back in time with Camelot, you'd know that they once worked for Sega and were in charge of the Shining series for a little while before moving on to do contracts for Nintendo. So Mario Tennis was released in the summer of 2000 for the Nintendo 64, but it would also have a Game Boy Color counterpart released shortly after. Waluigi is introduced in the opening cutscene with him and Wario on the sidelines drinking Haterade while Mario and his friends hold a tennis tournament known as the Mario Star Tournament. The finals come down to Mario and Luigi prepare to battle it out in an epic singles match before Wario and Waluigi rush in to trash talk and challenge them. Instead of just entering the tournament, I guess they want to skip everything and take Mario and Luigi on here. By the way, I love how Luigi is ready to square up here.
wait, nopers? As in don't watch this? You guys don't want to learn about feet? Too bad. I want to.
When it comes to sports, Luigi does not mess
No, I hate feet. Ban that guy.
around. So while Mario tries to stop Waluigi and Luigi from throwing hands, Wario steps in to scrap too.
We're creating a foot echo chamber here.
The Koopa King descends from the heavens to challenge them to a friendly game alongside his boy, Boo. This is actually kind of a cute moment, I'm not gonna lie. So apparently after playing their asses off in that first tournament, they decide to start over, this time with Wario, Waluigi, Bowser, and Boo. And then a Bob-omb walks in and kills everybody.
Oh my god!
From there on, you get to select your
What was that Wario? Oh my god!
characters and play either single matches or doubles, and if you manage to beat the game with Waluigi, you see him break out into a celebration dance only to be disregarded by Luigi.
Damn, Luigi, that's cold.
Which upsets him greatly. Funny enough, the Mario Tennis Japanese website mentioned that Waluigi hates that Luigi is more liked than he is and strives to win in the tournament to gain similar respect. This is unrelated, but when Mario wins, I love how Wario manages to steal his trophy here before sliding down a pipe while Mario dives in after him with killing intent. Okay, so by the way, I know I did a poll that said Yoshi or Waluigi, and I was gonna pick the winner for the next video, but I had Waluigi's script half written already, and I have some things going on where I have time constraints on this week, so I'm gonna have to edit Waluigi first. I will get to Yoshi, and for the next poll, I promise I'll go with the results instead. So,
absolutely.
All right, back to the video. Camelot was contracted to make this game shortly after Mario Golf, which also released on the Nintendo 64 just a year before. And while they had quite a few Mario characters to work with, they wanted a doubles partner for Wario. The idea for Waluigi came up from the designer of the project, Fumihide Aoki, who wanted to go with a character that would fill that role and also become the rival to Luigi. So they had pitched the idea of the character to Miyamoto, who actually liked it very much and would go on to help flesh out the concept. And later on, Yoichi Kotabe would help with the final design. Of course, they would use Luigi and Wario as the rubric, exaggerating his features to create this lanky, angular body and chiseled, pointy chin. And just like Wario, they would flip the L on Luigi's cap to give Waluigi an upside down L on his hat. I mean, this could be a gamma sign as well, but it still doesn't make much sense. I guess this didn't work out as well for him as it did for Wario. The name Waluigi was derived from warui, the Japanese word for bad, and Luigi, which is very similar to how Wario's name was created from Mario's. It wouldn't be the first time this name was used, since we see it in the KC Mario manga by Kodansha that I spoke about in both Daisy and Luigi's video. But this version is just a hypnotized evil version of Luigi himself and not a separate character. Even still, this was published back in 1992, so it's interesting nonetheless. In issue 135 of Nintendo Power introducing Mario Tennis, Waluigi's profile also mentions that his name comes from a rearrangement of the word Igi Walui, and they completely made up this word to make it make sense in English. Oh, the deception! The actual word they're referring to is Igi Warui, which can be used to describe an ill-natured person. And this is also unrelated, but it's cool to see Camelot discussing wanting to work on an RPG at some point, which I can only assume would become Golden Sun. And thus, Nintendo had a proper rival for Luigi, for the sports games at least. There was a few websites at the time that referred to Waluigi as Wario's younger brother, like the official Nintendo website around the time Mario Tennis was released. I don't know who wrote that because they've walked this back quite a few times already. So I think Nintendo got tired of people mistaking the two as brothers, because it looks like they made sure Sega addressed this in several of the Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games titles. The most recent being Tokyo 2020, where the trivia explicitly states that Waluigi is not Wario's brother. At this point, just assume the only family in this series is Mario and Luigi, and Bowser and Bowser Jr. Everybody else is keeping secrets. But I think Charles Martinet said it best. Wario and Waluigi are just...
What the fuck is he wearing? Whoa. What is this fit? This is the guy who voices Mario, dude. I got the drip. Yeah. Yippee.
Two nice evil guys who found each other.
Whoa.
Before I talk about some of his other appearances after Mario Tennis, I ran into something very interesting while researching this video. Around the release time for Mario Tennis, Waluigi had his own promotional website with the URL waluigi.com. They introduced this website in Nintendo Power issue 136 with the following passage. He's lean, he's mean, and he hates the color green. You can check out www.waluigi.com for all your evil psychic needs, photos, secret information, and all the wacky hijinks you could ever desire. We're looking to have online games too, including the Waluigi's Toenail Clipping Party. Now, I immediately thought this writer was just making a joke, but many fans online have been attempting to scrub the internet to track down a possible lost Flash game known as Waluigi's Toenail Clipping Party. And as of the release of this video, it hasn't been found yet. Oh, and hang on, there's one more thing in this Nintendo Power passage I wanted to point out. He's so bad, he sold Luigi's underwear on eBay, which raises an interesting question. Who bought this stuff?
What?
I'm more curious as to how and why Waluigi has Luigi's underwear in his possession, but let's not think too hard about that one and move on. So the Waluigi's Toenail Clipping Flash game search is still being discussed online since I found some Lost Media detectives in the Lost Media wiki forums combing through the Wayback Machine for clues. One user, Media Monster, had this to say. Hello, I regret to inform everyone today that the Waluigi Toenail Flash game is in fact not a hoax. I remember seeing some debate a while ago whether or not Nintendo Power made this up
Danganronpa
just for the
music.
kick of it. They did not. If you put this link into the Wayback Machine, a flash file will begin downloading on your computer. It definitely took me a minute to get my bearings here. Toenailscoming.swf. Yes, this is real. So according to Media Monster, this was the image that popped up, and I swore I was being trolled. This couldn't really be real, right? So you mean to tell me that the name of this toenail game was gonna be Waluigi's Foot Fault? Some poor web designers had to put this together and potentially work on a flash game revolving around Waluigi's feet.
Oh my
Amazing. Not
god.
only did Media Monster post the image,
No
they gave
reason.
instructions on how to pull this image from existing Mario Tennis URLs on the Wayback Machine. So I did. I went to the Wayback Machine and did a CDX search to pull every associated URL in relation to MarioTennis.com. A CDX file is essentially a list of metadata with objects that are associated with a web archive file. So if you
I think I'm gonna have to figure out the Wayback Machine.
do this properly on the Wayback Machine, you get a list like this. Embedded videos, images, style sheets, all that good stuff that's been used for the Mario Tennis site over the years. Now, all I had to do from here was search for toenails. And if you told my 16-year-old self that I'd be doing this for YouTube how many years later, he'd probably be hitting the delete button on that Sonic Gangsters Paradise video. So, lo and behold, there it is, mariotennis.com/toenailscoming.swf. So I didn't stop there. I actually downloaded a program that could run flash files, and then I downloaded the flash file, and when you run it, yes, Media Monster is legit.
The toenails are doing what?
Waluigi's
Was that Dan Schneider?
Waluigi's Foot Fault. Grab your shears
Foul.
and collect a jar full of smelly toenails clipped off Luigi's monstrous feet. The fungus is about to begin. And if you're wondering why this is a flash file if it's just an image, he actually blinks. This was insane to me, but I need to move on. It's safe to say that either the full game existed at some point or was just never fully released on that page because it wasn't worth the effort. Another asset that could be found is most likely the page for Waluigi's bio, though the bio itself has probably been lost to time. You can see traces of it in that original Nintendo Power issue.
I'm so
As for
scared.
the toenail clipping flash game, there has to be a
How
web
did this
designer or
even
some
get
type of
made this
developer
much?
out there. It could have been just one person who worked on this, and they exist somewhere. If you are watching this video, come forward. Leave a comment to let me know. This mystery is so
Explain
close to
yourself.
being solved, and you are the missing puzzle piece we all need. And if anyone
Explain
wants to
yourself.
dig deeper on this, by all means, knock yourself out. If you actually manage to find the actual Flash game, let your boy know, and I'll do an update on this video. So from here on, Waluigi would be featured in a majority of the Mario Sports titles and the Mario Party series, being added to the roster for Mario Party 3. In the story mode of Mario Party 3, the player has to take on the challenge of filling their stamp card with the 7 star stamps, with Bowser appearing throughout this mode to get in the player's way. The final stamp is known as the Mischief Star stamp, which Bowser wagers in a challenge against the player, but look at that, Waluigi swipes it from right underneath his nose, and he actually defeats Bowser in a fight. How about that? We've been underestimating him this whole time. He'll then invite the player to the final board in the game, Waluigi's Island, where they'll compete for the final star stamp. In Mario Sports titles from that point on,
The art reminds me of those shitty foot fetish drawings on DeviantArt. And how did you come upon those? Furthermore, why are they shitty? Do you have a reference point? Do you have something else that would compare to the quality? And that's how it's shitty? I can never show my face in this chat again.
Waluigi's often paired up with Wario in their latest scheme to embarrass the Mario Brothers in some other sports tournament. And while none of these games really give
Put it in the Discord.
much background on Waluigi as a character, he is involved in some interesting scenarios like in Mario Power Tennis, where he and Wario are destroyed in the first round of the tournament by the Mario Brothers. So they decide to draw all over Mario and Luigi's image on the tournament board,
Got 'em.
which leads to them getting chased by the police. And it's really weird to think
I
about.
remember
the police
thinking
in
this
the Mario
cutscene
world,
was
but they're here in this
amazing
game.
back
They
in
then
the
get
day.
recruited by Bowser, who trains them to get back out there, which ends up with them just using a machine to launch a ton of bombs at Mario and Luigi. Anyway, that plan blows up in their face. Then there's Mario Golf Toadstool Tour, where Wario and Waluigi try to finesse their way through a golf tournament to face Mario and Luigi. In one of their matches, they end up hitting Bowser in the face with a golf ball, so he attempts to hunt them down and kill them with a bomb.
Normal.
One of Mario's shots ends up hitting Bowser's hand at a critical moment, and all three of them die in this explosion. Are you seeing a pattern here? But there's one game I haven't talked about yet in these videos that we need to address for Waluigi. Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix. Yes, this game was given a story mode, believe it or not, with Mario and Luigi having to beat enemies and dance-offs to stop them from possessing the music keys, which have the ability to grant any wish. Waluigi is the antagonist that kicks this game off, attempting to steal the music keys from the Truffle Towers, causing them to scatter around the Mushroom Kingdom in the process. So of course he gains possession of one, and Mario has to show off his superior dance moves to get it back. Sometimes I'm still amazed that this game exists, but this was around the time where DDR peaked, so I'm not completely surprised. And it's still not the weirdest crossover I've seen. I'll give that award to Ape Escape and Metal Gear Solid.
This is Snake. Anyone on this codec frequency? Okay.
Why was this so good though? Waluigi would also help to kick off the story in Mario Tennis Aces for the Nintendo Switch. The adventure mode for this game opens with Wario and Waluigi attempting to steal a tennis racket with legendary power called Lucian, hidden within the Basque ruins. I found this kind of cool since it's a callback to Wario's treasure hunting days. But plot twist, the racket is an evil racket. Yeah,
no
then
way!
They go up to the latest tennis tournament that the Mario brothers are playing in, covered in bandages, and want to give Lucian to Mario as a present for winning the championship against Bowser and Bowser Jr. Luigi in the end is the one that grabs it, which causes him, Wario, and Waluigi to get possessed, which kicks off an adventure to put down an evil tennis racket. I'm not bashing the game at all, it just sounds funny on paper. So outside of these sports and spin-off appearances and the toenails, what else is there to really know about Waluigi? Well, not much, which is probably why he has such a cult following in the first place. Although his character wasn't exactly a banger at first, Waluigi has since been embraced by the internet, being the source of memes, awkward moments like this.
None of you guys are funny. If you want to prevent cancer, consider standing out in front of the shuttle that's running in front of the hotel.
And a huge push to get him onto the Smash Brothers roster.
What? Hello? Whoa.
Oh, now they gotta put in Waluigi. If Daisy's in it, they gotta put in Waluigi. You can KO. Waluigi's in assist trophy. Oh no!
They didn't put him in.
Oh no! People are gonna be so mad that Daisy's in this, but Waluigi isn't.
And I think a lot of this stems from how much we don't know about this character. Case in point, even if Daisy is pretty absent in mainline Mario titles, I can tell you exactly who she is, where she's from, and even show off her moments in an old Super Mario manga. Wait, what? Waluigi was in a manga before his debut? Yeah, there was a small gag comic known as For Coma Land that covered the game Mario and Wario. I spoke about this.
Whoa, go back. What's going on with Wario? What's going on with Wario here? I did a mushrooms. Wah! I'm a tripping balls.
There was a small gag comic known as For Coma Land that covered the game Mario and Wario. I spoke about this game in my Wario video since it was created by a tiny developer
Suited on the garlic.
But this little comic has Wario visualizing what a Waluigi would look like. And there you go. This image was from 1994, and while it looks kind of nothing like the current Waluigi, it is interesting that we got a very basic design of him, though they just put a WL on his cap instead. He also makes a brief appearance in the other Super Mario manga, Super Mario Kun, showing up in the adaptations for both Mario Tennis and Mario Party 3. But outside what I've mentioned, Waluigi is still waiting for his turn, and if you look into some of the details written about him, it becomes a little sad. Super Smash Bros. Brawl. A twig-thin man who sees himself as Luigi's ultimate rival. He spent a long time working silently in the shadow of the Mario Bros. Before finally becoming strong enough to compete with them in tennis. Super Mario Odyssey. This outfit makes you want to lurk in the shadows, waiting for a turn in the spotlight. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games.
Damn,
Wario's
bro.
pal who thinks he's Luigi's rival. Super Mario Party. What? You think I'm not fine hanging out here alone? I think someone just needs to check in on Waluigi and see if he's okay. Despite not having much background to him, I think a little spot in either a Mario or Wario title in the future would be nice, and seeing there are rumors of another Mario baseball title in development, take that with a grain of salt. We'll be seeing Waluigi again pretty soon, and I hope we get more animations like this.
Waluigi!
Leave me a comment letting me know if
The
I've missed
crotch
any
chop
details
reel.
about Waluigi here, or your favorite Waluigi moment in these games. I hope you enjoyed this Origin Oracle. Once again, I'm the Mentalk. Thank you again for all the new subscribers and views.
Very
And as
cool.
always, be safe. The Prophet has spoken.
Good video. Toes. Bizarre YouTube ad that jump scared me and my fiance the other night. Fever dream. Peepees. Peepees? Peepees time? Peepees theme? My little pee-pee. Excuse me? What the fuck? What is this?
Look at this scoundrel. Look at this little scallywag, this little devious guy. What is he doing? What is he doing?
What the? Wait. Hi, I'm Leilani Lemon Fairy. I'm part Hawaiian. Raised with a lot of Hawaiian culture. My very Hawaiian dad was born and raised in Hawaii, but I was not. Love learning about my culture and my history. If you want to hear about the unwhitewashed history, here are some videos. Okay. We will watch one.
It was January 16th, 1895.
It's time to learn.
Two men arrived at Lili'uokalani's door, arrested her, and led her to the room where she would be imprisoned. A group had recently seized power and now confiscated her diaries, ransacked her house, claimed her lands, and hid her away. Lili'uokalani was Hawaii's queen, and she ruled through one of the most turbulent periods of its history. 75 years earlier, American missionaries first arrived in Hawaii. They quickly amassed power, building businesses and claiming arable land that they transformed into plantations. They worked closely with the ali'i, or sacred Hawaiian nobility, closely linked to the gods. The ali'i appointed...
If I remember right, and I'm sorry if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure we like took over like essential land and resources and basically said that that Hawaii had to like nationalize with America or we would get rid of it all or something like that.
Missionaries to government roles, where they helped establish Hawaii as a sovereign kingdom.
Similar to what we talked about yesterday.
Constitutional monarchy. But once certain business opportunities emerged, namely the prospect of exporting sugar to the U.S. tariff-free, some of their descendants shifted positions. They formed a political group known as the Missionary Party and began plotting to annex Hawaii, bringing it under U.S. control. Lili'uokalani and her siblings were born into an ali'i family. In 1874, her brother, Kalakaua, ascended the throne, but 13 years into his reign, the emerging threat crystallized. The Missionary Party called a meeting where an all-white militia surrounded and forced the king to sign new legislation. Later called the Bayonet Constitution, it stripped Native Hawaiians of their rights, diminished the monarchy's power, and ceded control to this group of white businessmen. 4 years later, King Kalakaua died. Heartbroken, Lili'uokalani said, by the base ingratitude of the very persons whose fortunes he had made. Prepared to fight, she assumed the throne. Despite death threats and rumors of insurgency, Queen Lili'uokalani was determined to restore power to her people, an estimated 2/3 of whom had lost their voting rights. Flooded with requests for change, she authored a new constitution. But before she introduced it, the so-called Committee of Safety, a new organization that consisted of many Missionary Party members, hatched another plot.
Shocker.
Under the false pretense that this new constitution endangered American property and lives, they staged a coup on January 17, 1893. More than 160 U.S. Marines marched to the palace,
the illustration
where
on the video.
Committee of Safety
Very good art
removed
style.
Queen Lili'uokalani from office.
Bruh.
Thousands of Hawaiian people protested,
removed?
some wearing hatbands reading Aloha Aina, or Love of the Nation. The alleged provisional government declared Hawaii a republic the following year. They proclaimed that Hawaiians couldn't vote or be government employees without signing a new Oath of Allegiance. Many refused. The following year, some of Lili'uokalani's supporters attempted a counter.
This is very similar to all the other lands we've provinced/annexed, by the way. It wasn't through some kind of deal from like the deal we made with the French for the West. It was basically this, where we showed up offered resources, and then at some point we were just like, yeah, this is us now, and did exactly this, threatened to like kill if they didn't cooperate.
The
Love
Republic
it.
responded
Cool stuff.
brutally,
Great country. Love my
jailing
country.
hundreds and sentencing 6
Love some
people to death.
imperialism. So
In
fun.
exchange for their release, the Republic made Liliuokalani sign a
Yeah, pretty much the same with the Native American land. Yeah, essentially the same.
document that claimed to relinquish her throne, and they imprisoned her in the palace. Under constant guard, she composed songs expressing her love for her people and began making a patchwork quilt that told the story of her life.
Cool.
While she was only allowed news that had been reviewed by her jailers, her supporters often brought her bouquets from the garden she dedicated to them, wrapped in newspaper.
Smart.
After 8 months, Liliuokalani was placed under house arrest. As soon as it was lifted, she traveled to Washington, D.C. with Hawaiian nationalists and over 20,000 signatures. There, they successfully convinced Congress to halt the Republic's annexation treaty. But the following year, the Spanish-American War began. Seeing Hawaii as a strategic military base, President William McKinley declared it a U.S. territory on July 7, 1898, breaking international law and devastating Queen Liliuokalani and her people.
Damn.
She spent the rest of her life petitioning for the restoration of her lands, native Hawaiian rights, and national liberation. When she died in 1917, these dreams were unrealized. A member of the group that forced Queen Liliuokalani out of office once declared, "If we are ever to have peace and annexation, the first thing to do is obliterate the past." They failed at this
Gee, I
goal.
wonder why.
Queen Liliuokalani left a resilient legacy. Her commitment to her
We must
land
obliterate
and
the part
people
where we look
never
bad.
wavered, and many Hawaiians continue to fight in her
Ha ha ha.
memory.
Smile.
Speaking of Hawaii's children, Queen Liliuokalani said, "It is for them that I would give the last drop of my blood." Long before Queen Liliuokalani's reign, another queen ruled during.
Cool. I like this stuff. Oh, this is a TED Talk thing. TED Ed. Interesting. Cool. Criminology things.
The exclusionary rule generally requires suppression of evidence obtained in violation of the 4th, 5th, or 6th Amendments. But what if police officers would have eventually obtained that evidence anyway had the violation not occurred? The United States Supreme Court addressed this issue in Nix versus Williams. Pamela
You'd be shocked the result.
Powers, a 10-year-old child, disappeared from a YMCA in Des Moines, Iowa. Shortly after she disappeared, a witness at the YMCA saw Robert Williams carrying a small framed person wrapped in a green army blanket. The following day, police officers found Williams's abandoned car in Davenport. Officers also found an army blanket and Pamela's clothing near Grinnell, Iowa, between Des Moines and Davenport. At that point, an arrest warrant was issued for Williams. He was arrested without Pamela 2 days after her disappearance. Just as Williams was arrested, law enforcement officers and 200 volunteers began a large-scale search for Pamela near Grinnell.
Probably a goner.
While the search was occurring, officers elicited a confession from Williams, who directed the officers to the location of Pamela's dead body. At that point, the search was called off. Searchers were then just 2.5 miles from Pamela's body, which was located within the area that would have been searched. At Williams's murder trial, he moved to suppress both his confession and Pamela's body under the Sixth Amendment right to counsel. The trial court denied the motion, and Williams was convicted of murder at a jury trial. Eventually, on appeal, the United States Supreme Court concluded that Williams's confession was elicited in violation of the Sixth Amendment right to counsel. At Williams's retrial, at which his confession was excluded, Williams again moved to suppress evidence of the discovery of Pamela's body as tainted fruit of the Sixth Amendment violation. The trial court denied the motion on the ground that the search team inevitably would have discovered Pamela's body had the search not been called off. Williams was again convicted. On appeal, the Iowa Supreme Court affirmed his conviction. On federal habeas corpus review, the federal district court denied relief, but the United States Court of Appeals for the Eighth Circuit reversed the district court's judgment. The respondent in the habeas corpus case, Warden Crispus Nix, successfully petitioned the United States Supreme Court to review Nix's case.
Yeah, for people that don't know, it takes a while for someone to get to the Supreme Court. So this is a good breakdown of this. So trial court is basically the original court case that you would have. If somebody within the court wants to challenge something, it would go to the Supreme Court of the state, in which if the Supreme Court, basically if it goes past trial court, it has to go up each branch of the government so everybody agrees to where it eventually reaches the Supreme Court if it doesn't. So because the Supreme Court agreed, it goes to the district court, they deny the petition. But because the Court of Appeals is basically saying that they disagree with these three, it has to go to the Supreme Court for the actual decision. So these four have to basically be unanimous, or it has to get to the Supreme Court's decision of the United States. Each state has their own Supreme Court in which they like decide state appeals. But if the trial court is contested, but if the Supreme Court, district court, the state Supreme Court and the district court and the Court of Appeals don't agree, it gets brought up to the Supreme Court of the United States, essentially.
Successfully petitioned the United States Supreme Court to review Nix's case.
It's a bit more complex than that, but it's kind of the easiest way to explain it. Cat. Oh my god, there's a bunch of them. Look at this. Oh, different person's cat. That's a what kind of cat is that?